Hello my dear students, welcome to the fourth module of the lesson Living Dreams. In this session, you will be able to identify the types of sentences and also you will be able to convert the sentences from one type to another. Now let's do a revision. Why did Damu throw away the lantern? Next one is, how did Damu row? Who were surprised by it? What reason did Damu give for not wanting to go fishing? Try answering these questions. And now let's do a revision on phrases and clauses. The knight fought his way through the forest. Tell me whether it's a phrase or a clause. Similarly, the large batch of duff took ages to rise. For 4 days, the child had a terrible hacking cough. The doctor did a thorough examination of the patient and decided he would need to rest for at least a week. There are a huge number of people living in the burrow of the Barnet. Above the castle lurked a menacing monster. All through the night the rain fell. I would like to go to Disneyland for my dream holiday next summer. Next Saturday evening we are having pizza and chips. So tick whether the underlined words are phrases or clauses. Or it's a phrase or a clause. Now let's continue with our lesson. There is a whole universe down there, Naushad told Damu. Did you know there are more water bodies on earth than land? Can you imagine continents of fish, fish rulers and perhaps different communities of fish? If I take a fish from the sea, put it in a bottle and take it to another sea, then the fish would be identified instantly, a foreigner. As they talked, the oarsmen listened silently. Damu's eyes were both alert and dreamy as he talked to Naushad. The words of the old man drew pictures in the eyes of the child, and the two caught fish, plenty of it. Damu's mother was astonished when she saw the amount of fish at the bed of the boat. I caught them, Amma, crowed Damu. Beginner's luck, muttered Aravindan, but he was smiling beneath his moustache. So was Sudhakaran. So, Naushad was telling Damu that in the earth there is more water than land. There are more seas and lakes. Water bodies means sea, lake or stream or something like all the things like that. So he's telling that the area that is covered with water bodies is more on earth than the land. And can you imagine continents of fish inside the seas? There will be continents, countries, all these things. There will be rulers, kings, there will be a chief minister or there will be a finance minister, many things like that for the fishes. And maybe, there are different communities of fish. Like we have communities here, they will also have communities there. If you take a fish from this sea and put it in a bottle and take it to another sea, and if you drop it in another sea, they will easily identify that this fish does not belong to our sea. They will understand it very fastly. It is very easy for them to understand that this fish does not belong to our sea. And as they both were talking, the oarsmen means who were rowing the boat. Oar means the stick that you use to row the boat. That is called an oar, O-A-R. And oarsmen means the one who is rowing the boat. Here the oarsmen were Damu's uncle and father. They were listening very silently to Damu and Naushad. They were interested too. The words of the old man. The words of the old man means Naushad's words drew pictures in the eyes of Damu. He was picturizing all these things, the continents of fishes, the rulers, everything. He was imagining all these things. And they caught a lot of fishes. He was very interested in fishing. When Naushad took him to that level, he got very interested in fishing and they fished a lot of fishes. They caught a lot of fishes. When they went back home, Damu's mother was astonished to see how much fish Damu had caught. She told, Amma, all these are what I caught. And then Aravindan said, it's just a beginner's luck. He did not show over excitement, but inside his mind he was very happy. Damu's father and uncle were very happy inside their mind. They were smiling inside, but they did not show it outside. After everybody had gone to sleep, Damu's mother started to do the dishes. Sudhakaran came and silently sat beside her. Scrubbing sand and ash on a big metal pot, he said, "You were right. Your son is all right. And I don't care if he doesn't want to be a fisherman like his Sachin." Devagi smiled in the dark. "Do you remember how we used to fight with our mothers to wash the dishes?" So at night, when everyone slept, when Devagi, Damu's mother, was doing the dishes means washing the dishes. She was washing the dishes with ash and sand to make it perfectly clean. They don't use soap and all. Ash and sand is a very good cleaner. So she was cleaning with that, and Damu's Achan means father, came and sat beside her and told her. He was also helping his mother wash the dishes. So Damu's father told, "You were right, Devagi. Your son is all right. He doesn't have any problem. He's not a useless boy. And even if he doesn't want to become a fisherman now, I don't care. Let him be what he wants. He's a really talented boy." So, at last, Damu's father realized his abilities, realized his talents. So, Damu's mother, was smiling inside. She was contented. She was content that Damu's father at last realized about Damu. And he was telling, "See, when we were in our childhood, we used to fight with our mother that I want to wash my dishes, I want to wash the dishes in such a way." Devaki smiled at the memory. "We fought to sweep the floor to mend the nets." "Yes, we were silly," said Devaki. "No, we were not silly. We did not see work as work. We saw it as an opportunity to play with water. Yanking the hand pump was such fun. Watching the water gush out from the tap was fun. Scrubbing metal was fun. And seeing it shine was fun." Devaki was listening. "Today, an old man taught me a few lessons. I realized that I too was like Damu once. I had vivid imagination and everything was fun only if I saw it my way. Somewhere down the line, we grew up and forgot to be amazed by simple things like water and sun, dewdrops or a matchstick." Devaki and Sudhakaran washed the dishes in silence. "I think he'll make a good fisherman," said Sudhakaran. So, they were in their childhood. They were in their memories of their childhood. Devagi and Damu's mother, and Damu's father. They were thinking. They used to fight to sweep the floor. They wanted to sweep the floor. They wanted to mend the nets. Mend the nets means repair the nets, the broken nets. And Devaki said, "Oh, we were silly those days. We hate all this work. And those days we were fighting to do the work. We wanted to do the work. We were so silly." So Damu's father told, "No, we were not silly. We were finding fun in doing all those things. When we see work as work, we find it very difficult to do. But when we see it as games, when we see it as fun, it will be very nice to do all those things." When doing like watching the water gush from the pump, scrubbing the metal, all were fun those days. It was not a work for us. That's why Devagi listened very silently. And Damu's father told that Naushadapan's talk took him to his childhood, and he remembered that once he was also like Damu. He had vivid imagination. Vivid means bright, colorful imaginations. And those days, even small things were making him amazed. But as he grew up, as years passed, they were busy with their work. They were busy in their life, in earning for their life. So they forgot all those things. They forgot to be amazed by small things. So Devaki and Sudhakaran remembered were in their memories. They were remembering about their childhood. At last, Sudhakaran told that, "I'm sure Damu will make a good fisherman. He is very talented. He's not a useless boy." And also, even if he doesn't want to become a fisherman, let him be whatever he wants. I don't care anymore. Now, a few questions. Why were Aravindan and Sudhakaran smiling under their mustache? Today, an old man taught me a few lessons. Who was the old man? Why does Devaki smile in the dark? Try answering these questions. Now let's move on to the grammar part. Types of sentences. We have already learned the types of sentences in the lower grades in grade 5, 6, 7. Now let's revise it. We have already learned there are 4 types of sentences: declamatory, exclamatory, interrogative, and imperative. But now we are learning negative sentences too. Negative sentence means just adding no to these sentences. No, none, never, which gives a negative meaning. That kind of sentence is called a negative sentence. Now these are the 4 types of sentences. One is declarative. Declarative means a normal statement. I am a girl, he is a boy, I have a basketball game tonight, I just finished reading that book. These things are called, these kind of sentences called a declarative sentence. It ends with a full stop. It ends with a period. Period means full stop. It ends with a period. Not any other punctuation mark. It just ends with a full stop. Next one is interrogative sentence. Interrogation means questioning. So interrogative statements or interrogative sentences means questions. Will you come to my game? Could you please give me that book? Have you ever read this book? What is your name? These are called interrogative sentences. Next one is exclamatory sentence. Exclamation is used to show intense emotions, strong feelings, strong happiness, strong sadness, strong affection. All the strong feelings are used in an exclamatory sentence. We use an exclamation mark at the end of the exclamatory sentences. We won the game. What a beautiful rose. Happy birthday. All these are exclamatory sentences. Next one is imperative sentence. Imperative sentence means a command or a request. Shut the door. Keep quiet. Close the door. Keep it there. Such statements, such commands is an imperative statement. And also, please come and sit here. Please take that book. Like such requests are also imperative statements. Request which is not in the form of a question is imperative statement. Or else commands also is imperative statement. Could you please give me the book is interrogative. But please give me the book is imperative. That is the 4 types of sentences. Now next, in the next slide, we'll learn negative sentence. As we know, there are different kinds of sentences. Declarative sentences give information or make a statement. Interrogative sentences ask questions. Imperative sentences give instructions or commands or also request. Exclamatory sentences express strong feelings. Negative sentences use words like no, never, not, none, and so on. Example for negative sentence: I never go outside while it is raining. There are no oranges in the box. None of the girls have completed the work. All these have got negative meanings. In the first sentence, never is coming, which has a negative meaning. In the second sentence, no is coming. There it has a negative meaning. And in the third sentence, none is coming. That is a negative word there. So I hope you understood what is negative sentence. Now, this is your TMLA today. This is in your textbook. You have to write it in the notebook and send it to me. The first question is, please go to the bakery and get a loaf of bread. That is actually an imperative statement. You have to convert it into interrogative. Interrogative means question. will you please go to the bakery and get a loaf of bread? It's converted into question. Similarly, you have to do the rest of the questions. You have to do what is given in the bracket. If you can, for example, can you bake a cake? That is actually an interrogative statement. And converting it into a declarative statement, you can say, I can bake a cake. Similarly, you have to do the rest of the exercise and send it to me. And if you find any doubts, feel free to contact me. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.